Hello, good evening everyone! Okay, good evening sa ating cyber world in Facebook and sa ating YouTube. Naka-YouTube din po tayo. Social po ang inyong host for tonight, ang inyong birthday celebrant. And thank you once again for everyone who are joining this call, this talk in Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom. Siyempre, yung sa Zoom, thank you so much. And I greatly appreciate you spending your Thursday night with me and celebrating my 40th birthday. And yes, life begins. Yan, sabi nga nila, life begins at 40. Pero yeah, gusto ko lang munang makakausap sa ating mga live audience, yes, para doon sa mga Zoom audience po natin. Kamusta po sa inyong lahat? Nag-dinner na po ba kayo? Ha? Nag-dinner na po ba? Later, magkakaroon tayo ng pa-dinner? Hindi. Hindi naman. Hello? Sige nga po, palagay nga po dyan sa Zoom chat kung kayo po ay nakapag-dinner na. Nakapag-dinner na po ba kayo? Kasi po ako hindi pa. Hindi pa ako nakapag-dinner. Pero okay lang. This is really something that I really looking forward to at the start of my birthday month. I really embrace my birthday same as what my mother taught me of. We celebrate life, we celebrate our birthdays. And so, for tonight, and I hope for the next 60 minutes, you stay put and listen to my happy, funny, crazy, sharing and beautiful story of my life before our beautiful calling. So, without further ado, I just wanted to start this talk in a simple prayer to bless everyone and everybody who will listen to this talk. I know that I'm called to share my story, to encourage, and as well as inspire whoever is going to hear this talk. Let's all put ourselves in and be reminded of the presence of God. And if you're comfortable, let's do the sign of the cross in the name of the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, we thank you. I thank you for this opportunity that is given to me to share my beautiful story to the people around this particular community. Lord, thank you for giving me the chance to lead a community of happy families as well as community of happy people. I'm very proud to be called a Filipina in Singapore, and I am very proud to share our story of struggles, of pain, of different challenges, mistakes, failures, and of course success. Lord, you are all mighty. You called us and you made us for your glory, to make you happy. Guide us, give us the wisdom and the grace to fulfill our own purpose. May we be reminded of that calling, to be reminded of life, the precious gift that you have given us, and to always give thanks to you. And as our ultimate purpose, to help other people to fulfill their calling. That we ask in Jesus' name. Great. Amen. Yon. So, thank you, Lord. So, nakikita niyo po ba ang aking, may pa t-shirt pa ako na. I hope that you also understand. So, we have a few, of course, few of my colleagues here in HFSC who's joining in at Zoom. Thank you so much. And ay gusto ko na magbabasa lang po tayo ng mga chat para babatiin po natin sila. Ayan. Ayan. So, and Ayan, madami po sila. Thank you for greeting me. Happy birthday. I had a very, very happy birthday. Happy birthday yesterday. With, of course, with the community that I am called in here in Singapore, the HFSE International School. And I expected it. I expected it. But of course, I did not expect all the performance. It still made me cry at today na all the children, especially all those team members that we have in HFSE, how dedicated they are, how they put their best effort in everything that they do. So I'm really, really blessed to have lead this kind of people who will serve happily, genuinely to the community that we are asked to take care of. So I'll be sharing with you, of course, those stories that are not being shared with me during the past years, those stories of struggle, those stories of mistakes, those stories that are not so good to share. But of course, everybody is being telling me, without bragging, without anything, how successful am I at this age, actually even before I reach 40, that I'm able to put up HFSE International School. But I wanted to also encourage everyone how a simple girl like me grew up in the Philippines and still be able to make an impact, not just to the Filipinos, but to the rest of the community that we are asked to look after. The Singaporeans that we have in HFSE, and of course now that we are aiming to be an international school for all, we are also happy to serve other nationalities. So yeah, I'm ready to share my kapalpakan in short. For the Singaporeans, kapalpakan is mistakes and failures. So, are you all ready? Ready na ba kayo dyan sa the Zoom to hear? Check ko nga po. Meron pa akong nakita na aming mga sister. I've seen Miss Maniago. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Our high school. Marami pa akong hindi kilala, and I'm so happy that you're joining me on this Zoom, and I hope na to be able to speak with you all later on after my talk. Okay. Yan. And thank you po, sisters. May nakita pa akong FDC dito. Thank you, by the way. Yan. Tayo. And ayan po ang aking background. This is my color. And tanong ng bayan. May mananalo po dito. There's going to be a winner for this. When does life begins? For those who have, turned the same age as mine, when do you think life begins? Let's. This is a question and answer. I'll be giving this those who are going to share their chat. It's my chat 5 unboxing. Ellen, unboxing the Balikbayan boxing game. Yan. When si Miss Christine life begins now. Jing says, life begins now. Life begins when you become aware of your purpose. Ay, Sis Ann. Sis Ann. When you fully live it. Sabi ni Miss Teen. Mga matatalino ko siguro nung high school, kanilang student life. So, tatlo na po nagsabi sa, in our Facebook group. Wala pa. Sa Facebook page natin. May 2 pa. When you accept Jesus in your life. Yun, si Mrs. Joy. Amen. My life begins when I met you. Sino tong you na to? My life begins when I met you daw. The moment your heart begins to We have a different definition of when does life. Of course, I also have my own definition of when life. But it begins when you already know that you are. So, shit. Life begins after coffee. O, di ba? Talaga, nabubuhay tayo pag gising na gising. Pagka inom ng coffee. Tayo. Ganun. Mamaya sasagutin ko yung aking, I will share to you when does life begin? Here, sabi nga ninyo, for all those in the Zoom, life begins, begins when you're free. Freedom! Freedom from whatever you're going through. Freedom from a not so good relationship, or probably freedom from whatever situation you are in right now. Or life begins maybe when you got a new job. Is that when life begins? Or somebody just said when your heart beats, when somebody is born. Or life begins when you have a new family. When does life begin? For me, life begins, is it after a failure or after a mistake? Pero bago yan sa akin yun. Yun po yung akin. Life begins when you made a mistake and fail in life. That is when my life. For now, I will share. Pero before that, I know that there's a lot of people who are in the Zoom and doesn't know me. But you know me as someone who is here asking you to listen to my story. So I am Nina Lynn Arsiaga Sulit Cananta, NASC. But currently, I'm the founder and managing director Asia FSE International. Ano? I'm also a fulfilled wife, mother, daughter, and friend. And this is what I am been sharing to all of my contacts in Facebook. This is what I am currently having. Pero nga po ba yung before this particular title, before this particular role that I am currently fulfilling? What is my past? My past. Oh, this one, I have a very long past. I put in here, I work for more than 10 companies. Sorry. I worked for more than 10 companies and stayed for no more than 2 years. I was terminated twice in Singapore. Many don't know that. I have been unemployed for a year to 2010, and I went to the Singapore court twice. That's my past. And during my stay here as a professional, and back in during my student life, I failed college subjects with an S. After failing the subjects, I got relieved from my college scholarship. I failed CPA board exam twice. I lost my mom at the age of 23. Right after, actually, during the time that I was reviewing for my board exam. I got pregnant, sorry sisters, out of wedlock in 2007. That made me miss my opportunity to work down under in 2007. Because I am unemployed during that time, I borrowed numerous loans from friends and family due to financial incapacity when I'm about to give birth to my first boy. How does it feel, you reading this particular story? It's not encouraging, right? Is it? Is it sad, Najing? It's sad. it's a sad story. It's not a happy story, right? Um, Even when I am putting this, you see it's kind of depressing, like what I have gone through. For that particular life, that is just college, and the rest of my professional life, kind of depressing looking back. But I wanted to also share with you that after all these failures that I have committed, there are still a few success. I passed the CPA board exam on my third take with an average of 81. Thank you. Ayan. I have fulfilled my mother's dream of getting the CPA license. Of course, I had out of wedlock, but I got married to the same man. My first, my second, my last. No other choice. To the same man that I have relationship. I got to be in love deeply with at the age of 25. And I become a mother at the age of 26, and I went to Singapore in 2009. If you're reading this, how does it feel? I passed the board exam, which I shared, of course, on Facebook. I married to my first and second and only boyfriend. And I become a mother at the age of 26. Went to Singapore in 2009. It feels like very successful Nina Lin. But because I wanted to share with you that my mistakes are a lot compared to the success that I have. And that's what I'm going to share and hopefully encourage you as well. This particular after coming to Singapore and after numerous termination, numerous dalawa lang, but it's still two, I went to put up my first company, and I just wanted to share, it's not in the Philippines, it's in Singapore. I officially became an entrepreneur at the age of 31 with NASC Global. Actually, before that, I lost a job again because my company has to move to Malaysia. Actually, that's also the time that I have to go to court to change for this company because they did not pay me. That's the first. That's the first time that I went to the court of Singapore, and I was able to officially get a pass, employment pass, and many of the contacts that I have, local contacts that I have, local colleagues or professionals that I know, asked me how did I do it. I said I went to the Accra, applied, and then applied for MOM. And then actually, when I applied for the MOM, it was not approved at the first instance. I applied, it was rejected. I appealed, and it was rejected. And I appealed once again up until it was approved in June 2014. So in June 2014, I became an official entrepreneur with an employment pass under NASC. But right, God, and that's a dream already. I'm living a dream. I was able to put up my own company. I am with my husband. And then eventually, during that time, it's very short-lived. My husband lost his pass because of the directorship that he took in that company. Not to add on, my son got rejected from the local school. It was really I was devastated during that time. And even recalling right now, it still feels, how did I pass through it? But my faith in God has been that super strong that I know that it's real. So what I always do, I just think of the solution. So with my friend then, went to find school, but we were not able to, up until we choose to homeschool our son, my son and her daughter. After that, another success came in. God's calling. But why I'm here? I founded Asia Pacific International 2015. Then there's another fail. After founding the Asia Pacific International, this particular last year, we had our first graduation. That the first graduate who completed Asia Pacific. And looking back, we have 20 students at the start and only 7 graduates. I find myself failing for keeping them with Asia Pacific. So that's how does it feel now? How does it feel reading to this 3 different version story? Like, although of course these are all different scenarios, I just wanted to share with you, if I all put up all my mistakes in one slide or in one story, very all the failures, all my mistakes, all those things that I could have done better. And if I put up that particular success, it's a story. And mostly that is what is being shown in the film. But now, at this point in time, I wanted to share with you that in between those successes are also failures that is happening. And that's what I'm going to share with you on what are those returns that I have concluded. And it was given, it was shared at the recent conference that I attended in the United States of America. My past mistakes and wanted to also, this is from the Google, not mine, from the Oxford. What they say is, mistake is an action or an opinion that is not correct, or that produce a result that you did not want. Mistake is also, they say that the mistake is also something that my sons share with me. The greatest mistake that a man can be is not this one. It's not learning from the mistake. But Sir Albert Hubbard said, the greatest mistake that a man can make is to be afraid of making one. And I can vouch for that based on what I've gone through and what I have been doing for Asia Pacific and for the. And they say also, failure is a lack of success in doing or achieving something. Would I say to myself that I'm a failure? At some, yes, I have failed numerous times to an attempt to get my CPA board exam, to even graduate. I failed on getting my dream to go down under, which has been a high school dream. But at the end, I had some returns. And this is the returns that I wanted to share with you. This one I already shared to my Asia Fest Dream Team. Return. What is a return first? Anybody from the Zoom, what do you think is a return? Any accountants there? What is a return? Walang accountant dito sa Zoom. There's no accountant here. Don't know what the return. Return. So when we go to school, we pay, we invest, right? When we go to school, our parents invest to that school? And what would be the return of the investment of our parents? Teacher, profit. Thank you, Miss Joy. Very business profit. ROI, return on investment. Yan. Miss Ed, our financial advisor. There are all like it's Miss Joy is a business, of course. What you got? What Amiel? Hi, Amiel. What you got out of your investment? What you got out of your investment? So, what is the return on failures and mistakes? That means what would be the lesson? Like when we are in school of life, life, as they say, is the best what teacher. In our school of life and our life as our teacher, our first return, our return on investment, our return on our mistake and failures is our lesson. Able to learn through our life's experience. And yes, Mrs. Sally, lessons learned. That's our return in our mistakes and failures. And this, of course, I just wanted to share with you as well. This is a sharing that was given the conference that I attended, the International Maxwell Search Conference. It's not mine. Okay? I embrace it because I was able to confirm that these are the returns that I am able to do, I'm able to embrace, and I am able to use to in life. First return, I just shared with you just now my stories of failures, my stories of successes, and in between are my stories of success, failure, success. And this here, my mentor, my friend John, shared that we cannot separate success and failures. Cannot be only successful all the time or only failing all the time. There are little successes that we can celebrate. We should celebrate. And that's something that gives you fuel to be encouraged to move forward and tap yourself and give yourself that particular reward that you have done your best and it's already a success. Whatever it is, even if you fail, but you have learned something on it, you learned something on your failure, it's already a success. So, anybody here who has never failed in their life? Kawawa naman po. Because you don't have a lesson on failure. This is very, very difficult, especially the one I shared, that the greatest mistake that what some person can do is when they nawala ka dyan? When they did not take the risk to commit mistake or the risk of committing mistake. So first, return. So we cannot separate success from failures. But all of us can be successful and also all of us can fail at times. We cannot we cannot separate them. We have to know that. Second return, this is one of if not my favorite return on mistakes and failures is that you and I understand the difference between a good miss and the bad miss. And what has been shared during this particular conference about good miss and a bad miss. Anybody from my team who remember what is the difference between a good miss and a bad miss? They're still thinking of what they are going through their notes when I share this. I just wanted to share with you as well that this particular poem from yes, when you learn something from it, learn and change the way of doing it. Ah, very good, Miss Apple, Miss Jane. When you learn something from it, yeah, that's one. Ah, difference between a good miss and a bad miss. Good miss, you are aware that you made a mistake. Bad miss, you keep doing it even if it's already. Ayan. These are all my teachers. See how very attentive they are when I am teaching them my talk. So a good miss and a bad miss is when a good miss is, of course, we were able to finally identify our mistake. We have been many of you probably are saying to yourself, I have been doing this. I have been telling him, o sige, ganun din sa mga boyfriend. I've been telling him to do this one over and over and over again. But he did not understand. Hindi niya naiintindihan yung pinagdadaanan ko. Like, ulit-ulit na lang kami. Do you recall something of in your relationship, or probably in any relationship, like, I've been doing this all over and over again, but see, he does not change. It's not changing. Maybe. And what we have learned on during that particular conference is that we need to understand that we are already committing mistake. I wanted to share with you this particular poem, and I love this poem to really resonate on this particular second return. Ayan. I'll read it to you here because I have my notes. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in my sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in my side. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in. I can't believe I'm in the same place. But it isn't my fault. It still takes me a long time to get out. Good myth, bad myth. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole on the sidewalk. I see it there. I still fall in. It's habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out. Good miss, bad miss. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around. Good miss, bad miss. Chapter 5. I walk down another street. This is very, very good poem, and I actually read the whole book when I got to know this particular poem that's shared by John Maxwell. Sometimes in life, we are keeping on repeating the same thing all over again. We have been doing a lot of things like talking to, especially for me as a leader, talking to the person that is we have a challenge. We have been doing this for over or again, and we sit down with with this particular person. Another day, another day. We have been doing the same thing all over again, and the problem is not being solved up until we finally figure out how to handle or manage this particular, because all of us have different needs. All of us has different personality. Mm. The way we sometimes the way we think the best approach for a particular team member is not actually the best approach for her. Can be a best approach for me. It's not a best approach. Yeah, there's somebody who's nodding his head here. And of course, this is my favorite return on failure and mistake. And then another sharing is what has been the wrong thing that is being done by this particular person in the on the poem. Excuse. He's making an excuse. It's not my fault. It's his fault. I'm very perfect. But sometimes our pride takes over our heart, and that's happening most of the time. And I would say to you, of course, I failed a lot of times, and that is also the reason why I fail, because my pride is like, oh, I can pass that exam without even studying. Then I fail, and then another one, oh, maybe I can pass that exam if I'm working. I'm still studying, but I need to work because I want money for myself to finance my, because I already am a graduate. I did fail again. So what John has shared to us during that conference is he said that the best excuse is the worst excuse. Agree? Agree with that? And personally, I find it very, very negative if people makes excuses. Or you would know that if it's an excuse. Take the best thing that we can always do is to embrace, to know that we have commitment, and we will learn from that particular mistake. We miss in a baseball bat, we miss swing the ball. There's a bad miss, and of course, as this particular return it's all about, it's about finally, finally, and this is maybe my husband would say, finally, you were able to know how to handle our argument. Of course, yeah, and that's how. And I'm now it's written in the Facebook. I am able to handle our argument harmoniously. So we do argue, of course, part of the marriage life. But I know how to handle his his him. Okay, and he said the best excuse is the worst excuse because it sounds very, very good. Ganda ng excuse ko. But it's the worst. Because why? It's still an excuse. There's no accountability to the mistake that you have. Right? So, oh, still learning? Still learning? Still getting the return? Okay. The third return, I am able to embrace hard. Hard. I just wanted to share, which is when I was about to when I presented when I introduced Gary to my parents, to my mom and to my dad, to my nanay and tatay. My nanay, ang nanay ko po, told me, Lynn, hirap ang buhay. It's very, very short, and I didn't realize it up until I have gone through life. Life after, graduating. Like as a student, you haven't feel the true life. But when you graduate, I wanted to go back to school. And this is what we have been telling to our students. Embrace your student life, because once you get out of school, you would rather go back to school. Say embrace hard. True? Is it true? For our 50, wow, thank you 50 human beautiful souls attending. We need to embrace hard because life is hard, right? Nobody said it was easy. Ano ba yung kantang yun? Nobody said life is easy. Nobody. Life is really hard. And we have to embrace it. Because the moment that we make an excuse of life being easy, John says, as he has said, if we feel that if we embrace hard, failure is our ally. But if we embrace easy, life as easy, failure is our enemy. And in that particular conference, he also shared that particular poem, The Road Less Traveled, it began with these three words: life is difficult. And it is. Nobody will ever tell you, especially those who who have gone through life, who have gone through different mistakes, different failures in life, who had been, those who had acquired wisdom already in life. So we will have to learn from our parents. They tell us before, sige, malalaman mo din ng mga sinasabi ko pag lumaki ka na, pag naging nanay ka na, pag naging tatay ka na, pag naging magulang ka na. And we, admit it or not, we are already experiencing that. But we have to embrace hard. We have to know that it is. But we have a choice. We have a choice, and this is one of the favorite thing that I have shared to the team. Maybe you have gone through this particular quote that marriage is hard, right? Marriage is hard. Divorce is hard. You have to choose your heart. Obesity is hard. Ouch. Being fit is hard. Choose your heart. Being in debt. Being in debt is hard. Being financially disciplined is hard. Choose your heart. Communication is hard. Not communicating is hard. Choose your heart. Life will never be easy. It will always be hard, but we can always choose our heart. So, have to pick wisely. Wala pa akong pinapatamaan dito. But you always have to choose your heart. And it's both hard, but you have to choose. And being employed is hard. I'm an entrepreneur. Being employed is hard. Entrepreneurship is hard. I choose mine. Being married to Gary is hard. Being single is hard. You have to choose. Being in the Philippines is hard. Hi, Filipinos. Yung mga kababayan natin. Being an OFW. We have to choose. Sometimes we always complain about life, about what's happening around. But as I shared with you, if you embrace hard, if we have been embracing that life is really hard, all of those things that are happening, and all those mistakes and failures that we have done, we know that this would be our ally, our grounding to getting where we are, where we need to, where we need to. Okay, may natamaan po ba? We have to choose our hard seat. Sir, Kuya Joey, no? Next. I am an I am able to anticipate failure. The fourth return is you are able to anticipate failure. In my life, I know, and it also kept me grounded. That you know that as a human person, we are all imperfect. We are all capable of committing mistakes. That's very, very gasgas. Very, very paulit-ulit na. But when you made the mistake in the past, and you made a failure, you are able to be in a reality that all of us will be one day, one way or another, will be committing, one way or another fail. And that for that particular um for that particular experience, we know that there is a possibility of failure. And when I put up NASC Global, I know that there's also a possibility of my company failing. So for me, in order for me to not fail, I have to hope for the best. My plan A is something that is hoping for the best. So I'm doing everything I can. I went to networking. Honestly speaking, I'm an introvert person. Baka hindi nga naniniwala. Pero I really enjoy being with myself. It really a challenge for me to get out. Maybe here because I'm only talking to you in Zoom, but I'm really an introvert person and I wanted to stay in front of my computer, finish my balance sheet, and that's it. But because I put up NASC and I don't want to fail my company, I have to have that courage to get out of my little cocoon and explore networking. Now I'm very, very happy that once I decided that God has given me that particular group of people, which we call now field trips, and gave me that opportunity to network comfortably. And my plan B, my plan A is hope for the best. My plan B is prepare for the worst. And that has been my life. We always do that. We always do that in HFSE. I always do that in my life. So it's easier for me that when our plan did not materialize or is not the best plan, we can easily go again review to the next plan B, which is prepare for the work. Okay? Getting, nandiyan pa ba kayo? Still learning? So plan A, hope for the best. Plan B, prepare for the worst. Our fourth return will be able to anticipate failure. That's part of having failed in our life. Committing. The fifth one. Yan. So because we have been doing failing and failing a lot of times already, in that particular, and then I'm very, very glad that I am now part of the John Maxwell family and Maxwell leadership team, and I'm now certified and I'm now exposed to really a lot of leaders who wanted to add value to the lives of other people, is that they are able to develop a process to receive a return on failure. See? Because in John Maxwell, we have this five process of formula to receive to receive the return on failure. Because why? First, what's our first we know that we cannot separate success and failure. Thus, we are anticipating that we either be successful or we can either be successful or we can either be failure. Second, we were able to identify, because we are failing at times, we are able to get to know which is a goodness and which is a badness. On the third return, we know that life is hard and we have to embrace it. And life is hard. That's why in an examination in life, sometimes we fail, sometimes we, of course, pass. We have embraced our heart. Fourth, because we have been committing mistakes, committing failure, and we are learning from that, we are able to anticipate failure. And because we have been doing this, bagsak tayo ng bagsak, nagkakamali tayo na nagkakamali. Pero now we are able to put up a process on how we can receive this particular failure. Whatever failure we have in life, like fail to look after our kids, fail to do our tasks, as simple as fail to wake up in the morning and on time. This is something that it's still, from all aspect of life, we can adapt. So in with John, he shared to us this particular 5 steps. First, of course, we have to test. Simple as waking up in the morning, we have to test, put an alarm. Then alarm we did not wake up at the alarm, we failed. We learned that we're not able to wake up. We try to improve, and then after improving, we re-enter. So this particular 5 step that John Maxwell has shared with us, and I'm also, of course, I have been doing this before I even joined John Maxwell, and this particular research that I learned from him is a testament, it's a confirmation that I have been doing correctly on my failures. So you test. When you test, it's a fail. You learn that it was a fail. You were able to identify it's a good miss. And then you learn that it is a good miss. You try to improve that miss. You try to adjust whatever it is that you're doing. If it's in sports, you try to practice more. You improve, and then you re-enter. So that's how we are able to develop a process to make a return on failure. If we don't have this particular process, we maybe just keep on repeating the same thing again. And in any relationship, right? For me, this is one of my key takeaways, that in any relation, maybe I have been doing telling my kids, wake up in the morning, go to bath. I fail because I have not learned on what I should be doing. Tama ba? Tama ba mga pinagsasabi ko? Do you can still resonate with me? Maybe there's a lot of things that you wanted to correct, but You're still failing. Like for me, I wanted to establish a routine of my exercise because we are 40, we need to be healthy. My kids are still young, but there's still this particular fail on my routine. So, and it's okay. You try your best. Maybe you test, you fail, you learn, you improve, and once you improve, you can re-enter. Can be done. So this is the fifth return. I got two more. Still learning. That next one is when you fail. Hi. When you fail, I you encourage others with your failure. Have I encouraged you that you are going to be successful with whatever venture you may have, either in your life, either in finding your better half, either in getting that particular company established, or passing that board exam, or getting that job that you have been praying. Do I encourage Am I encouraging you that it's okay to fail, that you have been chasing doing your job for a lot of years, but still you are not able to get it? At the end, you still, that you have failed, but sometimes your failure is also a reason to is also an inspiration for others. My my failure in my subject, in taking the board exam twice, I'm also encouraged with other examiners during that time. Even that particular board exam, there's a lawyer already who has passed the bar exam, but still goes back to the CPA board exam. And there's another person who is at his advanced stage of life, like around 50 plus, but he's still taking the board exam. See how many times there are also some who have taken six times, but still they are encouraged because the only thing that I think I kept on my mind and what I have remembered and learned, especially during my um, CAT days, is don't quit. My failure in all of my ventures, my life ventures and adventures, the thing that I am able to and proudly say, I never quit. I never quit on chasing my dream. Maybe this particular dream I have been chasing on, going down under, I wanted to give a better life for my son, give a better life for my. So I still never quit. I chased for going overseas and God led me to Singapore. So maybe I failed on a particular area, but I never quit in life. So don't quit on life. Okay? Yes? And all good? All good? Okay. Anybody here who's ready to rock and roll and go for their dream and will not be scared of failing? Okay, I'm going to share one last return. The last return. Yes po, you don't know? Okay, maybe you can also, I would like to ask our, and I would like to ask our attendee from the Zoom. Please mute them. Thank you. And so everybody here still? Yeah. And the last but not the least, and maybe this the best one as well for John, is when you fail, and you understand and you are able to fully understand and develop a right response for failure, you will develop character. Sometimes life we it's a bitter pill to swallow. Ego is a bitter pill to swallow. Failure is a bitter pill to swallow. And once we are able to conquer, and once we are able to, you know, get the right response from our mistake, from our failure, we will be able to develop good. One mistake does not define you. But if you keep on pushing or not acknowledging that you made a mistake, it will be repeated all over. We are not, and we are not. So, what I can say after this particular conference that I have attended, I'm able to have all the returns. I'm able to get life returns. That is when I realize I need to accept life as it is. Okay? And last year, May 2021, I had one of the most challenging month, aspect, season of my life leading the Asia Pacific International. And you've never seen that. You will never see that in my Facebook. What is in the Facebook is what? Good, good things. And I'm here to share the not so good things. So May 2021, I had this particular experience that led me going to the court again, once again. It's really disheartening. It's really at my lowest of lows. And I had a lot of realization, reflection, trying to find what is happening, why is it happening, and this is what had happened. I failed on my leadership. That is what I admit. That is what I have finally realized. Maybe in the context of in terms of leadership, I could have done better. And that's what I have realized. I failed in my leadership, and I could have done better. What I could have swallow in a way, an ego, that pride, and my response to that particular failure on leadership is this. And this is a question that was asked by my dear mother superior. And it's 9 o'clock already. So thank you for staying with us, with me. What's my response? I wanted to share with you that I just recently failed a year ago, and I am actually still failing on some little aspect of my life. My response to this is this. My response is when my mother superior, I call her mother superior, but she's not a sister, but she's a mother to me because my mom passed away when I was 23, and she is my personal and business advisor here in Singapore. Is that this is my response. I know that I failed in this particular leadership. I know that I need some additional learnings, additional certification, additional inputs on how I can better understand my people, on how I can better manage them. And this is my response. And I really Google, find, thank you to Google because I'm able to find some courses that will help me. And this, I took in executive certificate in leadership and human and people management in Performance Management University, SMU. This I have done that during the difficult phase season of my life. My season was from May 2021 up until probably January of this particular season, wherein everything is like feeling good in Facebook. I've been going through a difficult moment in between. But of course, that's success, there's failure, this is success, there's failure. And how we handle our failure, what is our character. And this is what I'm sharing to you. And of course, the culmination of that particular return is that I'm able to go and finally meet the man of my dreams. Not just Gary, but the man of my dreams. Somebody who I met on a book that I borrowed from my alma mater, Office of Student Affairs, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell. And I'm able to meet him in flesh, hear him live, and be able to inspire and meet other people, other leaders who wanted to add value to the lives of. I am trained on, I was taught in college during my high school days to be servant. And this is where I'm being called in. I want to serve people, I want to help people to be themselves, to be themselves. So this is my response to this particular challenge, to this particular recent failure. I am glad that finally already done. We are going and moving up to the next level where God is calling the HFSC International School. And I wanted to share with you my particular learning. And this is what my beautiful calling as my life begins. This art, my art, beautiful art calling. And how I'm able to embrace all the returns from my mistakes and my failures for the past 40 years of my life. First, I have to admit that I failed. Learning to admit that you have failed is the first step to receiving the failure. Learning to swallow your pride, learning to set aside your ego and just admit that you fail is the first step to getting the return on failure and mistake. Next, of course, is the reflection. Admission. Next to reflection, admission is reflection. We need to reflect on, as John has said, we need to know what's a good miss and a bad miss. We need to know what are the things that will give us a good return. We need to prepare what has been done wrongly, what we can improve on. We need to reflect. And they say, a life, who is it that said, a life that is not not reflected right? Sino ba nagsabi nun? Sir John? An unreflected life is medyo bang an unexamined life is anybody from the Zoom? An unexamined life is not. Yes, thank you, Sister Joey. Yan, an examined life is not worth it. If we are not seeing our life as something that is just, it will be just going day. Lang. It's like you go to school, you wake up in the morning, go to school, you go home, you sleep, and then it's habit. Don't reflect. You don't know. You don't look at what is the best part of your life, what was the worst part of your day, or what has been done wrongly. If you don't examine your life, it's not really worth it. You need to reflect. You need to fully reflect. And I am as I venture to the halfway through of life, I have been reflecting a lot of times on what the failures, the mistakes. And I will always and I always say this to the team. What I'm very much an accountant because I'm an auditor. What is it that what is the something that's what we did wrong? I'm always looking for what we did wrong because it's easy to say what we did right. But it's very difficult to say what we did wrong. And that's something that we have to learn. Find what we did wrong and how we can make it. Okay? Of course, termination and transformation. I shared this is my last so there's an my art process of my beautiful calling is to terminate that particular habit, that particular thinking, to unlearn those thoughts, those teachings that was given to me probably by my parents or the people around me that is not serving me, to terminate that bad thoughts, bad habits, all that is not serving my life or not serving my life's purpose, to terminate. Basically, to terminate my old bad self, old habits, old old things that is not good for me. So terminate and transform. Because I have been saying this to all of the people is that I have been talking to, is all of us are created in the image and likeness of God. Right, sister? We have been taught of we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And God really made us for a certain purpose. We have been given gifts. We have been gift maybe the gifts and talents sometimes still untapped, even if at later age, like with 40. I'm still hoping that I have a talent in singing. My dad has given up on it, but I still am hoping that I have a talent. Yeah, yeah. There even at this age, there are talents and gifts that we are able to discover, and that's where I've been sharing my life's message to be yourself to fullness. Back in the days when I was in primary school, I have always been trying to get first honor. All the time for 5 years, I was on the third place. And that third place is something that there's no medal, there's nothing that I will see. Up until I realized that I don't need to compete with other people. I just have to enjoy studying and learning and reading. And I love it, and that takes away the pressure. That takes away the the stress of learning, of getting high marks. And I enjoyed up until now studying, learning, reading, whatever kind of topic it is in Google. So transformation. Another sharing, and I don't want to hold you off anymore, is my beautiful and beautiful calling. Be yourself to fullness. And similar to transformation, a butterfly. Yeah, a butterfly is a symbol of transformation, especially for those ladies out there. Sorry, man, this is okay. We all are butterflies. We are all once a caterpillar. And as for myself, I was once that particular accountant who prefers to be working in my little corner, my little cocoon. But little did I know that God has been calling me for a particular purpose. Up until I embrace that calling and I answer that calling, I transform to becoming to where I am right now. I transform to becoming what God has been putting in my heart for the past 40 years of my life. Actually, my life begins already when I embrace purpose, my life's purpose is to help other people. And I believe it's also your purpose. If you focus on helping other people, adding value to their lives, that's everything that you want for yourself will come in all together without you making. So that's it. Thank you for listening and thank you for staying with me. I hope that you are able to learn what I have on my life. As my life begins at 40, life begins when you fully realize that you are made for a purpose. They say there's two most important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you died. So remember, of course, you are all called to be beautiful. But before that, I have two more slides that I wanted to share with you. I'm celebrating my birthday. I'm glad that there are a lot of people who give me material gifts. But yeah, I would like to ask for you, if you wanted to give me gifts, you can also share to this advocacy that I'll be supporting moving forward to this beautiful calling. I'm called in for another level, not just on putting up the school, but to helping more people that I can with all my life's experiences as a student, as a mother, as a leader, and as a business person. So Grace to be Born is is a orphanage, is a charitable institution that is managed by one of the fees, and this is the details here. They are doing some charity works for the little ones, for those little ones who has been given the chance to experience life. And let us all give this little ones a chance, a better chance to live the life that they are supposed to have. See? One more slide. They say that feedback is the breakfast for champions. Yeah. Um, if you can see mine, I'm really here in my office. I'm quite really not that too prepared. I'm not really that prepared, but I know that what I'm going to share with help you. But if you have any feedback, of course, the feedback that I'm looking is those for improvement. But if you have a good feedback, it's also appreciated. That's very much appreciated. If you can scan on this QR code, I will be very glad to receive uh, your feedback. Okay? That's all for now. Thank you, Sis Anne. Thank you, Miss Ed. That's all for now. For those at our Zoom meeting, just stay put and I'll be with you later on before we like. But my last message is for all those who's watching on FB and those who will be watching after this. My calling, my life has been a very, very wonderful life. I have experienced the worst, and maybe I have not experienced the worst. There are people who experience the worst. Those who are probably right now going through the pandemic, still trying to get out of the pandemic. Those people in Ukraine. But at the end of the day, we all have a purpose to fulfill. You are created for that particular purpose. If you are not able to know what it is, just continue chasing. Because all of us are created to be ourselves. You are a piece of puzzle one's life. be the best piece of puzzle that particular person. Yourself. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in our next sharing. Thank you and happy Huwebles! Bye-bye! Marami pong salamat.
Thank you, Miss Tina.
Bye na. Bye-bye.
Bye. God bless you.
Thank you po.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Miss Tina.
Marami pong salamat. Marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat.
Thanks, Tina. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Jovi. Hi, Sister Beth. Ayan, ang gaganda pala ng mga audience ko. Dapat pala ilalagay ko kayo sa next na ano. Hi, Sis Cory. Hi, Mami Wen. Hello, sir.